Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this bucket hat. So this video is going to give you exactly the one that you're looking at right now, which is a standard adult size. I do have a link in the description below for the written pattern that will give you the child, baby, and newborn sizes. But for this video, we'll be focusing on the standard adult size. I've also included a list of the materials needed in the description below. All right, so we're going to begin with making our starting loop. And we're going to chain 5. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Yarn over your hook, pull through your loop. So you're going to do that for a total of 5 chains. Now we're going to connect our first chain into our last chain with a slip stitch to form a ring. We're going to chain 3. This is going to count as a double crochet stitch, and we're going to double crochet right into the ring a total of 11 times. If any of the stitches in this video are going too quickly, please have a look at the description below where I've included links for specific stitch tutorials for stitches that are in this pattern to help you feel a little bit more comfortable with any stitch you might be struggling with. So go ahead and finish those double crochets and then come back. All right, so now we're at the beginning. We're going to close that round with a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. We're going to chain 3 again, which counts as a double crochet, and we're going to work a double crochet into our first stitch of this next round. We're going to chain 1, and then in the next stitch work 2 double crochets. Chain 1. In the next stitch work another 2 double crochets. Chain 1, and you're going to keep doing that all the way around. By the end of this round, you should have a total of 24 stitches. So go ahead and finish that all the way around and then come back. All right, so now we're finishing that round. We're going to close with a slip stitch in the top of the round 3 from the start of that round. And now we want to work our way over to the first space between our double crochets. So what you're going to do is work a slip stitch into the first stitch and then a slip stitch around that chain 1 space from the last round. Chain 3, which again counts as a double crochet, work 2 more double crochets around that same chain space from the previous round. Chain 1, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets around the next chain space from the previous round. And you're going to keep doing this all the way around. And by the end of this round, you should have a total of 36 stitches. So go ahead and just keep on working 3 double crochets around the chain space from the previous round, chain 1, and then the next one. So go all the way around and then come back. All right, so now that you have finished that round, closed with your slip stitch in the top of the chain 3, we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of our next round. Okay, so we're going to close that round with a slip stitch in the top of our chain 3, work our way over to the next chain space by working slip stitches into each of the first 2 stitches of this next round, slip stitch around the chain space from the previous round, and chain 3. Now this is going to be an increase round, so we're going to work 3 double crochets around this space because counting that chain 3, it'll be a total of 4 double crochets in this chain space. Okay, chain 1. Now around the next chain space, we're going to work 3 double crochet. Chain 1. And then around the next chain space, we're going to work 4 double crochets. So you're going to alternate all the way around, working 4 double crochets around a chain space and then chain 1, and then 3 double crochets around the next chain space, chain 1, 4 double crochets around the following, chain 1, 3 double crochets around the next, chain 1. And you're going to do that all the way around until you get back to the start of your round. And of course, you're going to close the round with a slip stitch in the top of your chain 3 and then come back. And by the end of this round, you should have 42 stitches. Okay, so for the next round, we're going to work our way, we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch. And we're working our way to just between the 4 double crochets from the last round. So slip stitch around that space between those 4 double crochets. Okay, there's no chain space, but that's what we're working between those double crochets. Chain 3, and then work 2 more double crochets around that same space. So now we're going to chain 1 and then double crochet 3 times around the next chain space from the previous round. Chain 1, work 3 double crochet around the next chain space from the previous round. Chain 1, work 3 double crochet between those 4 double crochets from the previous round. So just pushing your hook between those double crochets, we're going to work 3 double crochets there. Chain 1, work, and you're going to continue working all the way around the same way, working your double crochets around the chain spaces from the previous round, but also between the double crochets, the sets of 4 double crochet. Okay, so see here between that set of 4, you're going to be working your 3 double crochets there as well. So around all the chain spaces and also in between. And by the time that you get back to the beginning of your round, you should have a total of 54 stitches. All right, so for this next round, we're going to work our way to our first chain space. So slip stitch into each of the first 2 stitches of this next round, and then slip stitch around your chain space. We're going to chain 3 and then work 2 more double crochets around that same space. Keeping in mind always the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Chain 1, work another 3 double crochets around that next chain space, and you're going to continue that around. You're going to then chain 1, work 3 double crochets around the next chain space. Chain 1, work 3 double crochets around the next. You're going to do that all the way around, and then you'll close the round with a slip stitch in the top of your chain 3 and then come back. All right, so for this next round, again, we're going to close our round with our slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. We're going to work our way to the next chain space with slip stitches into each of the first 2 stitches of our round, and then slip stitch around the chain space. And you're going to do that for the next 7 rounds. You're just going to keep starting each round that way. Chain 3, work 2 double crochets around the first chain space that you're working on because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And around all of the other chain spaces, you'll just be working 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. Do that all the way around for 7 rounds and then come back. Okay, for this next round, we are going to chain 2, which will count as a half double crochet. We're going to half double crochet into that first stitch. We're going to half double crochet into the next. We'll half double crochet around the chain space, and then half double crochet into each of those next 3 stitches, and we'll do the same thing around the next chain space. So you're just working a half double crochet into every stitch and around every chain space, and so go ahead and do that all the way around and then come back. So you should now have 72 stitches all the way around. We're going to begin this next round with our chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet, and then we're going to front post half double crochet around each post. All right, so yarn over, push your hook between those stitches around the back of the post and out the other side. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. So go ahead and continue all the way around and then come back. Okay, so now we're going to start this next round with the chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet stitch. And we're going to work a half double crochet into that first stitch, and then a half double crochet into each of the next 2. We're going to work 2 half double crochets in that following stitch. Oops. So I did 1, I'm going to do another one in the same stitch, and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. 2 half double crochets in that following stitch, and you'll just continue all the way around, 1 into each of the next 2, and then 2 in the following. Do that all the way around, close with a slip stitch, and come back. You should now have 96 stitches. All right, for this next round, we're going to chain 2, counts as a half double crochet, and we're working 1 half double crochet stitch into every single stitch all the way around. And again, by the end of this round, because it'll be the same stitch count as last because we're only working 1 into each stitch, so you should have a total of 96 stitches. So go ahead and do that, close with a slip stitch, and then come back. Okay, we're almost done our hat. We only have 2 more rounds to go. So chain 2. We are going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the first 7 stitches. Keeping in mind the chain 2 counts as a stitch, so it would be 8, okay? So the chain 2 and then plus 1 half double crochet into each of the first 7 stitches. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the next. 1 half double crochet into each of the next 8 stitches, and then you'll work 2 into the next. You'll go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and when you get back to the beginning, of course, you're going to close with your slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 space. By the end of this round, you should have a total of 106 stitches. I want to point something out about the end of this round, so I'm going to show you right now. Once you finish working all the way around, you will notice right here, there's going to be a little gap where you don't have a complete 8 stitches to finish up with after working 2, the last time that you increase with 2 into a stitch. So that's fine. Go ahead and finish up working into the remaining stitches in the round. Close with your slip stitch in the top of the chain 2. All right, and now we're going to chain 2 to begin our last round, which is 1 half double crochet into every single stitch all the way around. So you're just going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around, close with a slip stitch into the top of your chain 2 from the beginning of the round, and then come back. Okay, so now that you finished that last round, pull a little bit of a tail end up, fasten it off. You'll just weave your tail ends in and out of the stitches on the inside to hide and secure, and you're done. I hope you've enjoyed this pattern. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and have a look at the links in the description below.